So it is officially the end of the first full week of 2019. And of course, it's a new year and you have new goals. And one of those goals might be a new home. Hence, new year, new home, who dis? Here's a few things that you might think about in this upcoming year. If you're gonna go out and do new things, heck, why don't you get a new home while you're at it? Now, it sounds easier said than done, but let me break down the steps for you so you don't think that this is a monumental thing that only people with tons of money can accomplish. So, thing number one that you need to keep in mind is that you need to get pre-approved for a loan. Now, typically, I'm not the one that does that, but I have a team that does that, and they look at all of your financials, they look at all of your debts, they look at your credit history, and based off of all of those numbers, they give you your budget amount. This sets the GPS tone for where we're going with your home search. Now that we've gone through this process of being pre-approved by a lender, then you give me all of the things that you need in a home. Remember, there are needs and wants, but what's really most important is what your needs are and what you want. This is the amount of bathrooms and bedrooms, the amount of stories that you want your house. Do you want a house or do you want a condo? There's a difference here, and of course, it all plays into what is best for you. Now that we are looking for properties, you are looking at what the market is like. It might not be what you thought it would be, but that's okay. That's honestly why realtors are put in place, and they're here to help you, to hold your hand, to guide you and educate you throughout the entire process. Now, we come to the property that checks off everything on your list. What do we do now? Well, we get in contact with the agent representing the seller of the property, and we tell them, hey, an offer is coming your way from me on behalf of my client. Now, we structure out a lot of different things in this offer that we're gonna send over. One of the main things that we focus on is the amount of money that you want to pay for this property. Now, the seller might be asking for one number, but it may not be worth that and be worth a different number. That number could be higher or could be lower. What we do as we look at all of the properties that have sold in the area of your dream house in the last 6 months to maybe a year, and we look at how much they sold for and how similar they were to the house that you're interested in. Now we have a really good idea of what the houses are worth in and around the area of the house that we're looking at. Based on these numbers, you, the buyer, who is the ultimate shot caller, will make the decision of how much you want to offer. Along with the offer, we offer X amount for a property. We also offer terms and conditions. These terms and conditions we use in our back pocket to make your number look even better. The terms and conditions all are consistent of physical home inspections, the appraisal of the house, and securing the loan. Now, these three things are primarily the big things that we hold on to because these, as the buyer, are your safety nets. Now, we have accepted to open escrow. We have come to an agreement with the seller. Now it's time to perform. So what do we do as soon as we open escrow? You, the buyer, has offered to submit an earnest money deposit. Now, this is a fraction of what your down payment is. You put this into escrow in good faith to show that you are serious about buying this property. The second thing that we do is we schedule a home inspection. In the home inspection, we hire a third-party inspector to come and check out the house, make sure that it's not falling apart within the walls or that the roof at least has some thread life on it, and that all the electrical stuff and the water pressure is up to par. He or she will then give us a report of the property of what they think the property has wrong, what could be fixed, and what could be repaired. Based off of this report, we then submit a request for repair. Not a request to modify or remodel, or a request to repair. And we want the things on this report to be repaired or to receive a credit from the seller at the end of escrow to get these things fixed. Now that we have come to an agreement with the seller on this particular part, we then remove the physical home inspection contingency. So we are removing a layer of your safety net, getting you closer to the end of escrow and ultimately this property becoming yours. Now, the next thing that we do is we have an appraisal done on the property, and that's done by the bank that is giving you a home loan. The same way you had to qualify for this loan, the property has to qualify for the loan, and the bank wants to make sure that they are going to lend you what that house is worth. So we set up an appointment to get the appraiser out to the property, and we make sure that the appraiser sees the value in this house. After he's done his appraisal, he then also gives us a report of what he thinks the house is worth. And if everything checks out fine, we remove that layer of contingency, getting you one step closer to the close of escrow. Now, the last step is to secure your loan. At this point, we are about maybe a week away from closing escrow. The bank has completely assessed your financials, and they've given you the green light to sign the documents for your home loan. Now, escrow is going to call you in to fill out this paperwork, and it does take about an hour or two, so please keep that in mind before going into it. There is a lot of signing that you will do during this process, so please be patient. Then, the very next day, the loan will be funded by the bank into escrow, securing you, and we remove that contingency, getting you that much closer to the close of escrow. After this, the city will record the transfer of ownership from the seller to you, the buyer, who is now the new owner. Once this is officially done, escrow is closed, and you have just received the keys for your brand new property. At this point, your realtor is going to give you a call, set up an appointment to see when they can meet with you to give you the keys of your property and all of the paperwork that you've signed throughout the entire process. It's not that hard. We do it day in and day out, but that's why you work with a realtor, because they've done this maybe once or twice, maybe a couple, tens, hundreds of times. In either way, you're working with someone who's going to help you and ultimately put you where you need to be. As realtors, it's our responsibility not to keep ourselves ahead of anyone else, but to put you first and make sure that you're protected and all of your assets and interests are protected also. If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to DM me directly. I'm more than happy to answer absolutely any questions. Or you can go to my main page on Instagram or any other platform, and you can hit the call button and it calls directly to my cell phone. If you guys have any other questions and you guys just want to DM me, DM me. And if you want to find me across all platforms, it is all under EAO The Realtor. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. And don't forget, new year, new home, who dis?